If you can't change your fate, change your attitude. It's easy to talk big, but the important thing is whether or not you clean up the shit. One of the most healing things you can do is recognize where in your life you are your own poison. You don't win races by wishing, you win them by running faster than everyone else does. The desire to die was my one and only concern. To it I have sacrificed everything, even death. It's paradoxical that the idea of living a long life appeals to everyone, but the idea of getting old doesn't appeal to anyone. If you can dream it, you have the innate ability to make it a reality in your life. I think the discomfort that some people feel in going to the monkey cages at the zoo is a warning sign. Because people don't have wings, we look for ways to fly. In the end, all men die. How you lived will be far more important to the Almighty than what you accomplished. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized. Committing your goals to paper increases the likelihood of your achieving them by 1,000%. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. In between the two, my life moves. A life isn't measured in hours and minutes. It's the quality, not the length. Life is funny. Things change, people change, but you will always be you. So stay true to yourself and never sacrifice who you are for anyone. True siblings are bound together by far more essential things than blood, while more times than many blood isn't thicker than water. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Life is not about perfection. It's about persistence. If you believe in destiny and its special magic, do not ever feel that the pain you carry is going to become real. If you wake up tired, you've been chasing dreams. If you go to bed tired, you're making your dreams happen. Whenever you feel bad, remember all the good days you've had and be happy again. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding. Sometimes you just have those days where everything goes wrong. But sometimes, and totally unexpectedly, something can go right. Some battles don't have a winner. Sometimes the best a good general can hope for is a ceasefire. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. The truth is that judgment and fear will never stop, but they don't actually do anything. A gentleman is someone who does not what he wants to do, but what he should do. The safest general characterization of the European philosophical tradition is that it consists of a series of footnotes to Plato. Success does not consist in never making blunders, but in never making the same one a second time. To be human is to be broken, and broken is its own kind of beautiful. Problems in science are sometimes made easier by adding complications. When you don't create things, you become defined by your taste rather than ability. Your tastes only narrow and exclude people. So create. Life moves very fast. It rushes from heaven to hell in a matter of seconds. I ought to go upright and vital and speak the rude truth in all ways. Don't find fault. Find a remedy. Anybody can complain. Desire is half of life. Indifference is half of death. A kind thought, word, or action creates infinite ripples of caring, consideration, and peace. Wisdom is the oneness of mind that guides and permeates all things. In the beginning, some people try to appear that everything about them is in black and white, until later their true colors come out. It's not always what we don't know that gets in our way. Sometimes it's what we think we know that keeps us from learning. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything. Tell people the hammered truth, and it will ring like steel against an anvil. It is life, I think, to watch the water. A man can learn so many things. If you need something from somebody, always give that person a way to hand it to you. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. Sometimes you need a little crisis to get your adrenaline flowing and help you realize your potential. A thing worth having is a thing worth cheating for. Do not despise your own place and hour. Every place is under the stars. Every place is the center of the world. Gamitin ang puso para alagaan ang taong malapit sa'yo. Gamitin ang utak para alagaan ang sarili mo. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. Fear is the polio of the soul which prevents our walking by faith. Writing about the unholy is one way of writing about what is sacred. Speaking the truth is the main attribute of a pure-hearted person. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. Don't worry about being effective. Just concentrate on being faithful to the truth. Never trust the translation or interpretation of something without first trusting its interpreter. Dream your own dreams. Achieve your own goals. Your journey is your own and unique. The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. Ignorance isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's also the solution. It depends on how you see it. Accidents happen. Our bones shatter. Our skin splits. Our hearts break. We burn. We drown. We stay alive. So you never know who you touch. You never know how or when you'll have an impact, or how important your example can be to someone else. I am struck by how sharing our weakness and difficulties is more nourishing to others than sharing our qualities and successes. The road to enlightenment is long and difficult, and you should try not to forget snacks and magazines. I'm telling you a lie in a vicious effort that you will repeat my lie over and over until it becomes true. Never hold resentments for the person who tells you what you need to hear. Count them among your truest, most caring, and valuable friends. Understanding is a three-edged sword: your side, their side, and the truth. Words don't have the power to hurt you unless that person meant more to you than you are willing to confess. Whether we like it or not, the one justification for the existence of all religions is death. They need death as much as we need bread to eat. Once war becomes a clash of absolutes, there is no breathing room for mercy. Absolute truth is blind truth. Man doesn't know what he is capable of until he is asked. The wisest are the most annoyed at the loss of time. Friendship happens when the distance between the hearts tends to zero. The soul exists partly in eternity and partly in time. Quietly endure, silently suffer, and patiently wait. A thing can be true and still be desperate folly. Hazel. I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. It is not easy to keep silent when silence is a lie. Some days are like this, and the only way to get through them is to remember that they are only one day and that every day ends. Nothing is built on stone, all is built on sand, but we must build as if the sand were stone. Everything is good as it comes from the hands of the maker of the world, but degenerates once it gets into the hands of man. We could only choose which path to take to our destination. What happened along the way was entirely up to chance. I believe that just because something didn't go the way you planned it once, it's no reason not to try again. Sometimes what seems like a destination is actually a bridge to a new chapter. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. I have so much to share with the world. Please be patient, and you will get everything you are currently waiting for. Success is most often achieved by those who don't know that failure is inevitable. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Even a snail will eventually reach its destination. There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away, you are always asked to deal with what is most difficult. Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes they win. The smallest minority on earth is the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities.